Okay, lots to talk about, but first let's address IBM and the fall that it had post-earnings. Let me welcome on board Trip Chowdhry and ask him his views. Trip, hi, morning. Great to have you today on ET Now. Trip, IBM pre-announcing 8 days early and using the word faltered. Pretty unusual corporate behavior, and one would wonder whether this is just a one-quarter blip or is this some structural, flow that they're talking about?
I think we need to keep a context in two parts. One is IBM, and then we will extrapolate to what it means to Indian IT sector. First, it is very obvious that the world is pivoting to IT, or to AI, and everything and all things AI is where the world is moving. You cannot sell yesterday's or the day before yesterday's software to the customer. The customer is looking, how can I be AI enabled? How can I, as a customer, incorporate AI into every part of my workflow? You cannot sell yesterday's products to the customer. That's the IBM problem. IBM felt that they have good enough AI and they can just ask customer to pay for certain things. Customer priorities are very different. Customer wants to make sure they are on top of AI, both hardware and AI stack. IBM doesn't have that. Their IT services team is not capable to deliver AI services. That's the story of IBM. But there's a learning for Indian IT services. And what is that? Indian IT services have all the relationships with Fortune 2000 companies across the world. That is the strategic assets. They are weak in AI capabilities. They are not using first principles to capture and monetize the AI industry. They are just copying the stupid ideas of the West, creating data centers. Our research, that is global equities research, has clearly indicated that data centers will never be profitable. But services provided on AI and AI-related services with the right capabilities will be very profitable. Think about it. Only handful of people understand AI, what coding agents is, what loop engineering is, what is harness engineering. These are all new fields which has emerged over the last 3 months or so. And customer is asking, get me AI agentic workflows, build an AI harness for me, incorporate loop engineering in my workflows. This is what the customer is asking. But IBM is just living in a cocoon and trying to sell. I am IBM 50 years company, look at my pedigree, I have these many PhDs, so what? Customer is saying, give me a solution. IBM did not have a solution, and they missed the numbers heavily. And think which companies are going to do well. It is companies like Intel. Why? The world has shifted to using large language models than building large language models. That is a key insight that our research is indicating and which IBM missed completely. And if Indian IT services anchor their services around, the world is moving towards using LLMs, not building LLMs. If that's the theme, it is highly stupid idea to go and start building data centers. You have to coalesce around IT services, figuring out, what Indian IT services is very good is at teaching IT services at scale. Infosys, Wipro, TCS, they can put thousands of people and train them on the new technology. That's what they need to do, Indian IT services company, and they can rule the AI world with the services, AI services first attitude. And IBM's miss and their mishaps is a learning for Indian IT services what doesn't work.
Taken, Trip. Do you believe, and maybe a slightly different question, do you believe that some of the AI stocks and AI-related stocks are in a bit of a bubble, and at some point of time these valuations may correct. What do you make of the capex? Is justifying capex likely to become a problem at some point of time, in your view?
See, first of all, what is an AI company and what is an AI stock is still being figuring out. It's still being figured out. I'll give you an example. We have to look at the timeline. We have to have a temporal look into the AI industry. There's a pivot time that happened in October of 2025. Before October 2025, it was all about AI training, and NVIDIA ticker symbol was ruling that world. But the industry pivoted after that, and it all became AI inference and AI applications. And in that space, Intel has become the leader. Intel, with their advanced processing nodes, has become the leader. So when you think about bubble, we have to think where there is wrong investment thesis being played. If the investment thesis, including Indian companies I'm talking about, is focused on AI training, they are dead before departure. It's July of 2026. That story is October 2025. And IBM whole strategy was defined in July of 2025, and they fell on the face because that is not relevant. Fast will beat the slow, nimble will beat the rigid. So with that aspect, when you talk about the bubble, the right question to ask is think about what is happening in the private markets. Mistral, a French company, AI company, was supposed to be the leader. It has fallen its face. They couldn't compete. Perplexity, which was supposed to be the king of AI in the private markets, they have lost momentum. Cursor.ai has already failed, and who has taken over is Cloud Code from Anthropic. So the bubble as a whole is being deflated as the AI industry continues. Think about the performance of NVIDIA, hardly 5%, 10% up year over year. Look at the performance of Intel, 300% up. Now, when you think about coding agents, I may digress, but I'll put this point out. It is, if you look back, when the world pivoted from typewriters to word processors on the computers, typewriters went out of the business. Typists did not. They reskilled themselves for the word processing environment and everything. And if you fast forward to July of 2026, even a 6-year-old kid is a typist. They use their fingers and typing to interact with Instagram and everything. That's the power of innovation. The world doesn't go in reverse. Fast forward today, same problem. Software industries as a whole is just like typewriters. The whole software industry will disappear.
Trip, the point taken. Thank you very much for joining us and giving us a purview, a perspective on what's happening with IBM and how it faltered in its entire strategy. Thank you for joining us.